I wanted to go ahead and get started with our session today. I want to make sure that you know that everything that goes on inside of this conversation is confidential. That means that whatever we discuss stays in between me and you. The only time that I would need to go and have a conversation with someone outside of this session is if I feel like you or someone else is in harm. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Perfect. So, is this your first time having a counseling session, coming into the counselor's office?
Yes.
Okay. So, with that being said, with this being your first session, I wanted to let you know just a little bit about what I'm here for, letting you know that I, of course, am the school counselor, and that I am going to make sure that whatever it is that you need help with, that we get you that assistance. Also, we are going to be talking a lot about just how your day is going, how are you feeling, and not only do we want to just have a conversation as far as how you're doing, but I want to make sure that you get to know me as well. Okay? Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a get to know you day. So this is your first time in. I know that you may have been in the meet the counselor session with everyone, but that was just a brief little saying hi to the whole class. So starting off with some questions, I have these two stacks here. So you get to ask me questions as well as I'm going to be asking you questions, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. You can go ahead and go first.
Okay. What is your favorite subject?
Oh, okay, my favorite subject. So, this kind of goes in with a little bit of background about me. I've taught a few different grades actually. I taught third grade for 5 years, and I taught second grade for 2 years. So I've been in the education side as far as teaching, and now I am starting as a school counselor. So I'm excited about this. And my favorite subject, definitely math. I enjoyed teaching math. I enjoyed just the concept of it being so many different ways for you to be able to answer different problems. Okay. I have the same question. What is your favorite subject?
I have to say that my favorite subject is also math because I just feel like math is just something that I get and it's also fun to do. So if I have homework, I like to just do math first because it's something that I enjoy doing. But any other subject, it just takes a long time. But with math, since I enjoy it, it just takes about like a couple, like 20 minutes.
Awesome. That's good. Okay.
If you could go anywhere, where would you go?
Oh, that's a good one. If I could go anywhere, I would go. I would go to Florida and go to the beach. Absolutely love the water. Now, be mindful. Remember, I told you that I was a teacher before. So when you're asking me the questions, I do like to respond with the complete sentence. So even though we're going to be talking about ourselves, we're also going to make sure that we get that education piece in there and make sure that we're using complete sentences to respond in our answers. Okay?
Okay.
So definitely Florida to see to the water. Okay, let's see. What do you like to do on the weekends?
On the weekends, I like to just talk to my friends or just read a book because I enjoy reading. And also, I like to just spend time with my family and my mother. And those are just some things I enjoy doing.
Okay, so you like reading. So your goal, do you have any goals as far as what you want to obtain with your reading?
I want to be able to read like a little bit faster just to like build it up.
Okay.
But then I also want to read a total of 100 books just this year.
Really?
And I am hoping to exceed in my goal.
Awesome. So you do want to work on your comprehension as well as your fluency in your reading, and then reading 100 books. You can definitely do that. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is a good one. What do you want to be when you grow up?
It changes a lot because I'm 13 and interests just don't last very long with like children. But as of right now, I want to be a surgeon, but I want to be a general surgeon. And I just want to be able to help people as best as I can and as much as I can, just so that I can do my part in this world.
Awesome. Okay. So, are there anyone that's influenced you as far as to why you want to be a surgeon?
There's the surgeon. Her name is Meredith Gray, and she's been a very big influence in my decision.
Awesome. Okay, Meredith.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
Oh, TV show. I really enjoy binge watching shows. Speaking of you wanting to be a surgeon, there's actually a show on Netflix that I binge watched recently. What was the name of it?
Was it Chicago Med?
Chicago Med? No. Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that one?
I'm actually rewatching it right now.
Oh,
I'm on
really?
season 15.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's a pretty good show, especially if you want to be a surgeon. They have some very interesting episodes on there. Okay, let's see. My last one for you. Are you in any extracurricular activities?
As of now, no, but I do plan on getting more involved just to stay active, and I'm trying to find something that I'll enjoy going to and doing instead of just forcing myself to do it, because if I force myself, then I just won't end up doing it long term. I'm trying to find more long term things to do.
Okay, so getting into some extracurricular activities, as long as it's something that you enjoy doing, is something that you're looking forward to. Awesome. So other than, I know that you mentioned on the weekends you enjoy spending time with your mom. Do you live with your mom?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you also mentioned that you enjoy reading. Do you have any friends that you get to spend time with, whether it's at school or on the weekends, that you look forward to seeing or spending time with?
Yes, during the week, that's when I mostly see my friends, because on the weekends, sometimes just our schedules don't just match. But at school, I do have my friend Carrion. I really enjoy being with her, but we only do have like 3 classes together, even though it feels like more because we'll always see each other like through the hall. And then I also have my friend Sophia, which she just ended up moving, so she's not at our school anymore as of Tuesday last week. And also I have my friend Kaylee, who has also been my friend. But all of them I met just this school year, and they've all become one of like 3 of my best friends.
So that's really awesome. Speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about that. So this is your first year here, correct? And with everything that's been going on with COVID last year, were you able to go into the classroom?
Last year I did completely remote, and it was a very different change. It was pretty hard, but I still ended up obtaining my grades, which I'm very surprised about because of how hard it took a toll on so many people. But this year I feel like it's just so much easier being able to see the teachers in person and just seeing all your friends every day. And I think that's really helped me with my grades also.
So with you having to be remote last year, you said that it took a toll on things. Explain that a little bit more.
So basically, my grades had started to go down, and that's not very usual for me. And so I noticed that change, and it was very hard to be able to like change that back to how it was because of how I couldn't really be in person and ask the amount of questions that I would normally ask, because there's so many people in just a Zoom call that just want to ask that many questions as well, and there's not really a lot of time in the class period online, because when it was remote it was very different, and it was also the first time I've ever been remote, so it took a little bit of getting used to, and it took a little longer for me than what it would normally.
So you would say that with you being inside of the classroom, it's a lot easier for you to ask those questions and get those answers from your teacher in order for you to be able to excel.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So how are your grades now?
My grades are actually really well. I am trying to get one of my grades up, but it's not a bad grade. It's just I like all A's, and that's my
Awesome. That sounds great. Tell me a little bit about, you mentioned 3 of your friends, and you said that some of them, you don't have that many classes together. So you're having to go from being remote to coming into a school where now you're having so many different classes that you're having to go to. How's that?
At first it was very hectic and hard to like wrap my head around because the last time I had been in school was when I was in 5th grade and now I'm in 7th, and that's a totally different change, and I didn't have that year in 6th grade to really get used to middle school, how like a lot of people normally did, and now it's actually like normal, and I enjoy going to multiple different classes and having multiple teachers just to see them and how they all have like different learning styles, and I'm getting used to some of them now.
Good. So it sounds like you have a lot going on. Is there anything that's going on in your life that you're excited about?
Actually, I am going to start playing tennis, and I'm really excited about that because I've always had this thing in my mind where I have been wanting to play tennis. It's just I haven't always gotten around to it.
Okay, awesome. So tennis is something that you've always had in your mind, something that you've always maybe enjoyed watching, and then that's something that maybe you want to look forward to as far as maybe those extracurricular activities that we were talking about. That could be something that you look forward to doing. Awesome. So what steps do you think you would need to take to get started with that?
I think I need to build up some stamina also so I can actually like play a full game, and then also I think I need to kind of look up some of the ways like how to play because I've never played before, so I don't really know the rules and all of that. And I think that if I research it, then I think it'll be a really fun time for me.
Okay. Do you enjoy, I know your favorite subject is math. You're talking about researching for tennis, which is really interesting that you say that because I actually played tennis, and really usually starting off you have like an instructor. So when I started off, I didn't know anything about it, and that didn't even come to mind to do any research on it. So do you enjoy doing research in any of your classes?
Genuinely kind of not, but when it comes to things that I want to pursue or just end up doing well, I do like to research before I go into something because I like being prepared.
Okay. So, is there anyone in your life that you feel really understands you?
I'd have to say my mother because she has known me my whole life, and I feel like we have grown a better connection over the last couple of years.
Okay, awesome. So your mother is someone who you feel really understands you, and your connection has grown within these past couple of years. Awesome. Okay, so whenever we come in, I want to make sure that you understand and that you know that I'm here to help you be successful. So if there's anything that you need, if there's any questions that you have, even if you're just passing by my room and you want to stop in and say hello, definitely make sure that my door's always open. I have open door policy, so you can come in anytime that you would like. If you're having problems or anything in the classroom or with anyone, then definitely let your teachers know, and then we can go ahead and set something up for us as well. So how are you doing as far as socially with other classmates in the classroom?
Socially, I have to admit, before, like when I was in 5th grade, and I was really shy. And this year, I feel like I've started coming out of my shell, and I think I like talking a lot more. And I used to be like very afraid of public speaking, but in 5th grade, I talked in front of my whole school, and there was about 300 to 400 people, and that was very nerve-wracking at first, but then it got better. So now with my peers, I talk first when I first met them, and that's something that I've never done before. And I'm glad that I did, because I like to think that everything happens for a reason, and I think I was shy for a reason. So now that I appreciate how out of my shell I've come.
Awesome. So starting in 5th grade, you were able to talk amongst hundreds of people, and now you think that that's helped you as far as you coming out of your shell and being more open and less shy. That's really good, and you'd be surprised how many people are going through the same thing that you're going through, especially with the transition from 5th grade to being remote to now going into middle school. So you're definitely not the only one feeling that way, and it's good that you are starting to come up out of that shell. And believe it or not, all it is you just making sure that you put yourself out there. So that's kind of like being a little bit vulnerable with it, but also making sure that you actually just be open and willing to be open, to be less shy. Awesome. Let's see here. Do you have any questions for me?
Not that I can think of, no.
Awesome. Okay, so this is our first session. We are going to meet again. I actually have a group session that we do with about a total of 8 to 10 students, and it's going over speaking in front of crowds. It's going over just getting used to getting out of your shell and getting used to being the first one to have those conversations. So I think that that's definitely something that sounds like it could be of interest to you, something that you could benefit from, and just kind of getting to the point where we're less shy and taking more opportunities and speaking more in front of different, whether it's for a class assignment or if you're running for some type of elective or anything like that. So that's something that I want you to keep in mind. You don't have to make any decisions right now, but the next time that we have a conversation, the next time that we meet, I definitely want to have that conversation as far as if you're interested in joining that group session. Okay? Thank you so much for coming in. We are going to go ahead and wrap it up. I know that you have science coming up soon, so I definitely don't want you to miss that. Again, if you have any questions, if you happen to see me in the hallway, don't be shy to say hello, and I will do the same, okay?
Okay.